Hello and welcome back to Rabbits Forever Rabbitry. Today I am here with Boo and I wanted to talk about meat rabbits because I had somebody on my Facebook page reach out and ask about kind of what meat rabbit would best fit them and their family. Now Boo here is not a meat rabbit. But my current doe, that is a standard Rex, is pregnant, and I don't really want to pull her out and play with her too much just because she is getting closer to that Kindle date. Now, really, you can utilize any rabbit for meat. They're all going to produce their own amount of meat. And when I say what makes a good meat rabbit versus a bad meat rabbit is very much going to be that bone to meat ratio. So for instance, he is not going to have a lot of bone to meat ratio, especially as they're growing for English lops. English lops grow very slowly, and so they're not going to produce the meat necessary for a fast producing homestead. Now, if you're just doing meat for yourself and you don't need a lot, or if you're just doing it to put meat in your freezer and it's not going to be your main food source or something that you rely heavily on, then maybe that makes sense. If you want more of a pet animal that can be multi-purpose for meat, then maybe English Lop makes sense for you, or a Flemish Giant or something like that. But if you are looking to produce as much meat as you can, an English Lop does not make sense. Same with a Mini Rex. While Mini Rexes are amazing animals, again, they may have a faster growth rate. There's mini, and so they're not going to get big enough to really produce the meat that you may need for you and your family. What you're going to be looking at is kind of what do you want to do with your farm? Excuse me. Come on, let's come back. Thank you. What do you want to do with your farm, and what do you want as your production rate? So the highest recommended meat rabbits for meat specific is going to be Californians, New Zealands, or Satins. Those are some fantastic meat breeds that are going to have a very fast growth rate and a very good bone to meat ratio. Now, I highly recommend, as you're doing your research, go to a show, ask some breeders about their experience, because maybe temperament's really important to you. Maybe you want something that has a very good temperament and very kid-friendly. Then maybe those rabbits make sense, maybe those rabbits don't. But try to go to a show and get hands-on with the breed that you're looking at. And I highly recommend as well, this is an outdated version, but go to the ARBA website or find a local breeder and see if you can't borrow their standard or perfection. This is going to tell you kind of the weight of the rabbit that you're purchasing, the ideal size, kind of body shape, all that stuff. And you'll be able to get a good idea of kind of what you're getting into if you get into a specific breed. I won't show anything on the inside of this book just for copyright reasons, but I highly recommend reaching out and getting a hold of a Standard of Perfection book so that way you can see what is available that you could look into. And again, if let's say you're looking for a meat and fur variety, maybe those, again, Californian or New Zealand's don't make sense for you. Maybe you want something a little bit softer, a little bit more plush, and maybe a Rex makes sense. Again, these guys are mini Rexes. However, they do have a standard variety that gets much larger. However, they do have a little bit lower growth rates than your New Zealand's or Californians or silver foxes. So again, just do your research, reach out to local breeders, try to even go to a show to see if you can't get hands-on experience with the breed that you're looking into. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Bye.